Stirling Bridge. Wallace lay a-hiding as the English host free. The Sioux come riding through the river, for between them both was roaring. There were the sights, oh, the Brig of Stirling.
But why have they grown out rather than...
I don't know.
All over the place. Why have they grown out? Because they do seem to be running.
So when we... No, we're just wondering why all these...
Why the roots are all growing like this.
No, that's a rigging furrow.
Ah, right, see, well, I was wondering that, yeah.
It's rigging furrow, it's back and forward like that. And that's been like that apparently since the medieval period.
Oh, thank you. That's where we're going.
Watching through the wind, Wallace and the Murray, as the English came away, the Earl of Surrey. In by in they crossed, as the Brig was barreling, still they onward came, the Brig of Stirling.
These woods are wonderfully atmospheric and very, very quiet. And as was just being explained to us, the rig and furrow systems that we can see are the relics from the medieval landscape. Now, medieval is back in the days of William Wallace, and William Wallace is the reason that we're walking through these woods. We're trying to find the location of the camp that the Scottish Army would have stayed at and the road that they took when they headed for the Battle of Stirling Bridge on the 11th of September 1297. We're volunteers on an archaeological dig being carried out by Stirling's archaeologist, an amazing guy called Dr. Murray Cook. Murray runs regular digs, he does guided walks for Stirling tourism and for charity, and he's a prolific author. Also has a very popular blog, which I'll give you the link for below. Now, this area where we're going to be digging is unique in a way in that it's part of a private estate, so it's never been developed, which is unusual in Stirling. So it's just possible that we might find the actual road surface that William Wallace walked on. How exciting is this?
Here we are approaching on the dig. Here's Wallace's monument. And alongside it, behind those trees, is causeway, which leads straight to the battle. And this is the continuation of it in what is an old, what we call a hollow way. So this dig is to find any evidence, I suppose. If he'd carved his initials in that tree, that would have been handy. Left his sword propped against it.
Sticking our minute, sweetie.
I know, I was then coming through the woods from where I was. Right. Hello, Lynn and I are off on an adventure. We are about to join an archaeological dig, which we are supremely qualified.
Got the gloves.
Yeah, that's about it. And this is fascinating because it is trying to find the road down which Wallace's army came screaming towards Stirling Bridge to engage the English.
We're here before. It's due to start at 10 o'clock. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, and there are almost a dozen people here already.
All digging. Yes, there they are. Everybody.
And this
heads down, bums in the air.
This is a cross section of the road.
Yes, it's that sort of. It's that hollow that goes down there. And if those trees weren't there, you'd be able to see through to the continuation of the main road and the castle. But the trees are there, so we'll have to look at a map for that at some point and add it in.
And the trees, they reckon these trees are about 300 years old.
Right.
There would have been trees lining either side of the...
And also there's, out that way, is an escape route to the Ochils if they needed it. And Wallace's camp, they reckon, was on a hill called Spittal Hill. It's just called the high place near the battlefield, or the high place near the road or something.
If you imagine a desire line through a wood, and when it gets muddy, people shift to the side. So right up at the top of the road, we have the oldest road. That's abandoned. There's a new road there, and there's a third road here. And that way, this road this is the road that we thought was the main road, but it actually had a bit of...
Right, okay, that's the dig behind us. We're sort of extra hands who don't come with any knowledge of anything useful. So we're sort of, there will be things for us to help with, but right now we're just pottering around, amusing ourselves, taking a bit of film.
And Murray Cook has said that they believe they've found 3 roads here, aging from different points. The newest is about 1700s, and others, so they reckon, go back to sort of 1200s. It's just differentiating between which road is what, and how the tracks would have changed over time as people have found sort of natural routes, a natural way to get from A to B.
And what they say, desire lines.
Yes.
It moves over time.
A lot of people here.
Yes, there is, and then you can, if I put up there, you can see them all industriously digging away, but what they're going to be doing is recording what they've done,
what they found,
and then clearing away and
backfilling it. The other bit will be buried under the boundary wall.
But they think, and it's possible we're standing in Wallace's camp.
Yeah,
you'll be able to see the battlefield.
Yeah,
and therefore watch the enemy.
Yeah.
And if they went up the hill where the Wallace monument is, they'd get an even better view. But it's a long way up because you can probably see it from here.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting.
This is all the detritus that goes along with a dig.
Could I crave your attention? You've arrived in dribs and drabs at different times, as is fine, as happens every day. So I just want to, we've got lots of you. Thank you very much. We need all these extra hands for backfilling. The backfilling is going to be dangerous because it's slippy. So extra people, absolutely brilliant. We'll take that nice and slow, nice and easy, so that we're doing it safely. What do we have left to do? We have to record the trench in 2 different manners. We have to do a final plan all the way along, and then we have to do a section. So the section is where we draw the profile of the trench. Some people call it the wall of the trench, right? We're going to draw all of that, then we're going to backfill. Now we need all hands to the pump for the backfilling. That is the hardest job, and it's the one that will be slippy and slidey, so we're going to take it nice and slow. It will be easy, mainly because the soil bags, we can normally drag them. Now the soil is wet, so we're going to have to empty a little bit of them, but we have so many people, it's absolutely fine. So that will be very, very good. Now, literally 10 minutes ago, we now have a greater understanding of what's going on in the trench, thanks to Barry and Troy and Tracy barring on up the top. So you will remember that yesterday I said we had 2 banks and a road in the middle, and then I talked about a shoulder and that might be an earlier road, so that would imply 2 roads. The late road, and you remember we got a bit of glass from the makeup, so we think that's a 17th or 18th century final phasing. Now Dom and I were just talking about that. I will let everybody look at the sections so everyone can see what's going on. So the last road is in a cut, so it's a constructed road. There's a little bit of a cut in, it means they've shoveled stuff out. There's a coarse layer of stones underneath. There's then a finer layer of stones underneath. The final layer, that middle layer, has a red clay associated with that. We don't think that's a constructional red clay, but what it is it's probably hill wash, because the clay is everywhere. So it's the sides of the holloway washing down, and there's a fine clay going over the top. Then on top of that was a kind of irregular, lumpy, bumpy stuff, which has signs of polish on it. That's not, I don't think that's a constructed surface. I think that's a dump of stones over the top. Or it may have been a constructed surface, but we can't tell. But it's basically in amongst the topsoil. lying on top. So we have two key possibilities. One, that we did have a constructed road that had a base foundation layer, and then a kind of a finer stone layer, then a bigger cobbled surface over the top, and that the passage of time has degraded it. That's one option. Second option is we've got two phases. It's a road, let's call it road A. To the left, to my left of road A is road B. Now we are trying to figure out, we always knew it was on a shoulder, it's higher up, so I think it's a stranded road. We're going to have to figure out, is road B cut by road A? If it's a constructed road, there's a possibility that they've actually cut into it, but it's equally possible that the road has just shifted. And in the shifting of people to the east, they've actually created a hollow way, and then the hollow way is lined. It's quite a complicated sequence. What we found this morning, where Barry's standing, is a third road. And the third road is under a bank, and it's completely sealed, and it's associated with a white clay. So the white clay is imported, or there's white clay on the side of the hill further up. We don't know where the white clay is, because we can only see red clay. So what I think we've got is that Barry is standing on the oldest road. The road that Ian is digging out is later. It cuts the oldest road. And then we're trying to figure out if Ian's road in green is cut by the road that Mike's in. So 3 roads, 3 different heights, and what's happening is that the roads are shifting eastwards, and that the final road is the thing that's associated with this massive hollow. And it's just basically people moving left and right as they climb the hill, and what's happened is that the banks are probably an attempt to stop people shifting, because they don't want to go into, because this will be farmland. That's a road, that's a field. That's a road, that's a field. The farmer doesn't want people driving in his fields. He wants you to stick to the road. Doesn't want his crop getting ruined. So that's one of the options that we're dealing with. We need the sections cleaned in order to look for the intercutting relationship of the 3 roads. We can see that between Ian and Barry. We can see that Ian's road cuts Barry's road. So, but we cannot see if Mike's road cuts Ian's road yet. And we need to have a look at the section, but it might not actually be deep enough there to actually see what's going on. So 3 roads, and the one probably associated with the oldest road is the one that Barry's kneeling on, in homage to William Wallace. Barry, freedom! Like standing! That's a very complicated sequence. Dom had steam coming out of his ears a couple of minutes ago.
I've got to record it now.
But fundamentally, it's actually very straightforward. Topsoil, subsoil, topsoil, bank, subsoil, topsoil, 3 road surfaces, subsoil, and we just need to pay attention to particular locations, but it's actually a great success. Now, unfortunately, we as yet have no medieval evidence, but that final road that Barry is standing on, that's the one that we probably need to metal detect again, because we've never seen it. And it's metal detecting the road surface and then the spoil that's been cast to the site. So that, I think, is the one that we might actually have the biggest chance of having medieval coins associated with it, because that's likely to be the medieval road. So what we've been doing since some of us got here at 8:30 ridiculously, we don't have families and friends. All these lucky people that dip in and out of archaeology. So we've cleaned all of the section from Dom to Mike. Ian is still digging out. He's digging out the middle road surface. Barry and Troy are exposing the new road surface. So all of this is done. Now we are going to draw the section, but we have to start at Troy's end, or at least we have to set up the string from Troy's end to this end. So that's what we'll be doing. We're just pinning down all of these loose ends. We're probably a bit too many at the moment to start the backfilling, but that will be our aim. And what we're going to do with the backfilling is the more full bags on this side, we will empty them out a bucket at a time and actually put over here. But we need to be very careful about that so that we don't hurt ourselves, we don't slip, because this is the point when it's dangerous. But of course, you can now walk completely in the trench. Please don't walk in the sondage. So that's where we're going. Now, does anyone? And actually, I think a little note. We might actually be able to see a camber in the road surface. Actually, I was just going to note that. So there's a camber and there is a wheel rut. And what Nancy was digging the other day does look a bit like a wheel rut, and I can definitely see an actual camber. What we are lacking is in our drains, which is a bit interesting. I'm now thinking about what we've got, but we've definitely got a camber. We've definitely got a road in a cut.
The fact that there's 3 roads probably demonstrates why, there's no drainage, why they've had to keep moving the road.
Well, and that was my question, is if it gets too boggy on one side, well, let's just go up here and make a new track.
But I think it's the other way. It's the moving that way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's draining.
Because this one, look, this massive hole
Right.
cuts that middle road. So that's what we'll be doing. So for the tasks that are left, we are going to be doing a big section. We are going to be doing more photogrammetry. As with before with the photogrammetry, we'll have to ask you to step out the way, because even the movement on the section complicates the program. So immediate actions are, please come in, have a look. Metal detection of the oldest road surface. Absolutely fine. I think this also raises the question as to why we've not spotted anything, and it's because if you look where Barry is and you look how deep the original surface is, that's half a metre, 80 centimetres below the surface. So I think that's why we're not getting anything, because there's actually such a depth of soil. What that means though is if we come back for a second season, which we're mulling over, it would be worth potentially extending Barry's trench that way, because I don't think we're going to get the end of the road. I think the road is actually under that blue bag and further up into the section.
Coming down here. Oh, look at that, Fiona. Look at the glow.
Right, let's get a better look. So we think that this...
The earliest slip and slide.
Yeah.
No, but we've I think what's happened is, that might be, you just can't see enough. Now, is it possible that is it possible that what Ian's got isn't a surface, it's a drain?
That's coming down. We've got that. I'm still getting one coming through there as well.
Glamour.
Sorry.
Join it.
Be a drain, and then the drain.
Ooh. Metal detecting going on here.
Yeah, but you can see a cut. See that patch of white clay. I see that bit. Is that? Buckets on topsoil.
Yeah, you get
and start a wee.
that's like proper. Yeah, look at that weight. It's just kind of but it's getting loud.
Is that it? What is it?
It's just an ionized stone.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, they must have still make some tools here.
All of those photographs will be made available, and we're going to have 3 lovely shots that show the stratigraphic sequence and development of the road. So from the top, then the middle, then the bottom, and we'll actually position them like that. Then there'll be the drawn section, then there'll be technical plans. So all of that will be coming at some point, and it all just depends how busy Dom and I get, because we've got 3 more excavations to do before the end of the year.
Let me hold them here while you do.
Yeah.
We don't think that's a road. No, despite what he just told you about the roads, that's a drain.
All right. Well,
So that's a.
That clear for you.
Fine. So you've got the original road where Barry is,
right.
it's extending that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Then
That, yeah.
the road's migrated this way, and that now looks like a drain. It's like a ditch,
Okay.
cut-off ditch to protect.
But yeah, it's hard to see right now, but there's a bunch of little cobblestones in that little area right there.
300 years old, maybe. Rather creepy. Possibly a swing, but actually, look, these branches are dead. And you get a great view up here. Here's the line of the old road.
Yeah. There's all this cream. Is there more cream? No, there's another pot.
If I lift the camera up, you can just see there's Causeway Head.
What stage are we at? This is their measuring. No, they're not. They're drawing.
Yeah,
Drawing
kind of
the cut.
recording the dig.
So there's a lot of soil there on what was exposed land. You can see under the tarpaulin. We did that. We helped put that back with shovels, and we're very muddy. So, but behind us,
There's a Wolf Monument.
and all these. This is we've taken over the whole field with these empty bags, and what was.
The kind of gazebos.
Gazebos,
over
that's the
top of
word.
the dig that were protecting it.
Yeah.
It was ongoing.
And it's amazing, actually, even just in half an hour or so, how much neater it all is. Everything's all the bags and tools and stuff.
It's looking at the very rudimentary techniques they're using to do the measuring.
Yes.
When you look at the technology that's available nowadays, but it's obviously costly. But
they're
they
drawing
can
it
still
by
do,
hand.
yeah, drawing by hand. They've literally got a tape measure kind of strung out.
And a pole so you can get the scale and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought just walking up and down it and filming it.
Yeah, would have done the trick.
Would have done the trick, but
Would have done for us.
would have done for us, yeah. But then we're not professional.
And then we've got all this turf down here on the right hand
Yeah,
side. That
that's
needs
still got
over
to go
once
back.
everything's infilled.
That's the level, it's not the level. What happens if you've got a dead level going through there and the ground is...
Oh, so they're drawing
So they're getting the depth of it then.
So from that level, which we know, you measure down to each point. And you come along, whatever he's doing, whatever scale he's doing, you know, 1 to 20 we do it.
1 to 50, he said.
He's doing a 1 to 50, but normally it's a 120. That's a lot easier and it's a lot bigger so you can see it, everything's better. So all you're doing then is, so now you have the actual shape of the ground, the proper shape. Now here's the ditch now, we don't know. So once we've done that, we can then measure, he's drawn that, or he should have drawn that part first, and then you measure again from if the ditch is going like that, you measure down, measure down, measure down, measure down, measure down. So in the end you've got a profile of everything that we've dug.
Yeah.
And the profile then becomes the most important part to me. That's the most important part because that's the chronology, the chronology of the site. So that is today. That could be 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So then you can count down. You can go down through the ages.
Wow.
That's the reason it's done.
Now, we promised you a map to show the connection between the dig and the campsite at Spittal Hill, the causeway and the battlefield, and here it is.
That's known as Spittal Hill, from a hospital. The hospital is a medieval monastic settlement, so a good place for a headquarters. There'll be room, there'll be board, there'll be basic medical facilities, a place to plan a conflict. The bridge leads to the causeway. The causeway, we're at Causeway Head, so the head of the causeway. To the east of the causeway is the low-lying ground where the rugby club is. The army assembles, begins to cross. Not all of the army is across when Wallace attacks. Some are in, and they're in the meander where the rugby club is, which means that they are surrounded by water on three sides. We've got, 5,000 Scots running down Causeway Head Road. They not only regain their order at the end, they achieve those two strategic aims. They block the bridge, they block the neck of the meander, they split the army, they split the command, and then win.
Huge thanks to Dr. Murray Cook. We are intended to do a follow-up based on a guided walk up the Abbey Craig to the Wallace Monument. And we're going to finish with the rest of that song, Stirling Bridge by Jim McLean, and the stunning landscape that you can see from the top of the Abbey Craig. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye now.
Wallace gave the shout, out his men come round and stop the English host. On the Brig of Stirling, chasing and thundering, the Brig was small for turning, Murray cut him down. On the Brig of Stirling, all the Englishmen ran until each other, none could turn a foot, none could go much farther. Some fell on the side and in the fort were drowning, some were left to die on the Brig of Stirling. He was wild, couldn't afford the river. Wished we all respect that the Brig was bigger. Then he raid a wall, the man was cussing Wallace and his men. The Brig of Stirling.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to make sure you're following us and subscribe to us, then you get notified every time we put something new out so you don't miss anything. That would be great. Also, you can click the little bell if you're watching on YouTube.
And sign up for our mailing list. You can do that from the website, and we always send one out at the beginning of each month to tell you what's happening. Last but not least, you can buy us a coffee on coffee.com.